All right. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the map of consciousness. And this is why the map of consciousness is so important. So as you can clearly see, right, these are energetic fields and our energy centers based on where our chakras are lined up and based on where our frequencies are lined up. So as you can see, you have, the higher self, which is obviously the 12th dimension, and it goes way higher than that because there's multiple dimensions. There's infinite dimensions. As you can see, look, the full consciousness. So this is our state of being, and this is where we're supposed to be at. So when you're vibrating on the third dimension, which is the pride, anger, and desire, which is basically the ego state, this is what keeps you trapped. And this is a lot of 90% of human beings on this planet are in the third dimension, which is the lower state. Then as you can see, the higher self is when you start to reach the new humanity, which is consciousness. And as you can see, the higher self has a certain frequency, and you can see the certain color, which is linked towards like light blue, which is more like your throat chakra linked to your crown chakra and your third eye, which is all goes up here, you see. Then as you can see, the green, which represents your heart chakra, which is in the fourth dimension, willingness, acceptance. This is the state of being where you're supposed to be at. I am presence, enlightenment, the 12th dimension. As you can see, it goes higher and higher. So this is our state of being. Now, when we reach the great void, as you can see, the void right here, which is awareness. So the void is a stage everyone goes through when you start to realize, we are all connected and we are all consciousness. We are all connected with each other. This is when your ego starts to vanish from your being, from your state of being. The void is literally I would say the void is like the starting point of, reaching your higher self, because the void has no ego. The void is when you realize that life itself is just a dream and we've been dreaming all along. So the great void is very, very powerful. That's a powerful stage. Then you got the full consciousness, 12th dimension. And then from there, you go higher and higher, divine grace, love and union, which is connected to the casual self, enlightenment stage. So then what I want to show you as well in this example here is, I'm going to show you right here, right? This is Heru versus Set. Heru, which is your higher self. Set, which is the ego state. And basically this is, referring to defeat the ego. Heru is your higher self and Set is your lower being, which is your ego state. And as you can see, like literally how it's described, Heru is your highest state of being, which is Horus. Horus is basically a representation of, your love energy and your unity consciousness. Then you got Set, which is your lower being, which represents your ego state that keeps you trapped. And it's telling you to resist your ego and don't fight your ego, which is the evil state of yourself, which represents Set. So everyone has the ego state, which is what we call Set. And this is Horus, the higher self. So it's a battle between your higher self and your ego, which is your higher self and your lower self. This is your lower self, your ego state, where you're focused on materialistic things, where you're focused on control, where you're focused too much on identity of, the self, where, just represents a lot of ego and emotions and control, manipulation and, confusion, attachments, all of that. Then you have Heru, which is the higher self, which is, the complete opposite of that. The higher being, the higher state, your higher consciousness. So yeah. Just wanted to remind you a lot about that. And yeah, literally. Then on top of that as well, you can go here, right? Because I'm going to show you another example. I'm going to show you another example right here. Your other state of being. Perhaps, see, as you can see right here, once again, Set, then Horu, which is Heru. It's like a clash between each state of being. So your ego versus your higher self. Ego and your higher self is a clash. It's literally a clash. Now, we all have dark and light energy. You can use your darkness for light energy because dark is just a representation of light in a different form of frequencies. Then as you can see, when it comes to Set is your lower being, which is kind of like the manipulation version of darkness, which is the ego state of darkness. And yeah, it's a clash between dark and light. And this clash has been going on for pretty much your entire life. And you know, if you want to reach your higher self, if you want to ascend this realm, if you want to transcend to higher dimensions, you need to let go of the ego state. You definitely need to let go of the ego state, which goes back to what I was talking about when we're talking about, you know, the state of consciousness, the levels of consciousness. So as you can see, the third dimension, which is obviously what we call hell. Bear in mind too, hell is just a state of mind. It's just a state of energy. Hell is just the energy, which is the lower energy. Lower ego self. See, look, it even explains it here. Lower ego self. So this would be set. Yeah, this would literally, like, this would be set. This would be set right here. You know, the hell. Then the higher self, which is Heru. 12th dimension, I am presence, 5th dimension, yeah. New humanity consciousness, like, it explains everything perfectly. This is where you're supposed to be vibrating at. If you want to attract abundance and love and happiness into your life, if you want your life to be on the right track, this is the energy you're supposed to be embodying right here. So yeah, just wanted to remind you about that, yeah.